She was undoubtedly, Nath, the most profound person I've ever met. She was a definition of strength. She was a definition of courage. And one thing I took from her, Nath, was through your darkest times, you can create someone else's brightest moments. She gave me purpose to live the remaining years of my life. Imagine that. I try and live my life now by putting more back into the world than taking from it.
Nathan Henry.
Reality TV is all I've ever known. But now it's time to face the reality of my own family, especially my dad, Glen. He's got stage 4 cancer. This is my love letter to him.
Time doesn't heal, it just makes things a bit easier.
And I've got to face the truth head on.
You're in control of how you feel.
There's no script, no second takes.
You sound like a woman.
If I sound like a Jamaican woman, at least I sound like a Jamaican woman. That was good.
Just raw, brutal reality.
We say that there's life after cancer.
But when you know time's running out, how do you show those you love the most that they mean the world to you?
You'll be asking me for my autograph.
Well, can we go? Coming to terms with Dad's cancer diagnosis has been tough on everyone, but we're still determined to find joy during this difficult time. Together, we've been exploring things we've never done before, like bowling,
Knocking them down.
pottery,
I feel like it's like juicing all the muscle.
You're a twat.
and going to the spa.
Well, therapeutic, innit?
Do you think you'd get another one?
Maybe.
We're still managing to have a laugh, and our relationship is getting stronger by the day.
Look who's in the hot seat today.
Oh, you're not doing a bloody TikTok shit, are you?
Seeking support from my dad has unlocked a wave of emotions in me. And as I come to terms with his cancer diagnosis, I'm learning that talking to other people going through a similar situation has huge value.
Hello.
So, on the 10th of August 2020, my beautiful daughter, Ashley Cain, was born. And it changed my life. It was the best thing that ever happened because for once my life felt complete. For once I knew while I was standing on this planet, you know, to be a father. 2 months into her being born, we found out that she got diagnosed with a really rare and aggressive form of cancer. On the 24th of April, 2021, she sadly lost her battle. My life changed from that day. I stopped seeing the world in colour. I seen grayscale. She was undoubtedly, Nath, the most profound person I've ever met. She was a definition of strength. She was a definition of courage. And one thing I took from her, Nath, was through your darkest times, you can create someone else's brightest moments. She gave me purpose to live the remaining years of my life. Imagine that. I try and live my life now by putting more back into the world than taking from it.
How did you deal with doing that so publicly? Because your story was everywhere, in social media, the news, everywhere you turned to, it was like the outreach was absolutely massive. Do you think that helped or hindered with your grieving process?
I started grieving from the moment that they told me she was diagnosed with cancer. The public became like a second family. For once in my life, I had a hero. Like, I had somebody that inspired me, motivated me, gave me purpose, and I wanted to show it to the world because I thought, if the world sees what I see, the world will be a better place. You would be getting like thousands of messages, like every couple of hours. The chances are it'd be something like, you know, I was going to take my life yesterday and I seen your daughter's journey and it inspired me to stay on this planet. No matter what I'm facing, it's not as bad as her. Or seeing your daughter's strength has changed my life. You know, giving people strength, giving people hope, giving people purpose, yeah. And I was like, yo, this little beacon is affecting millions of people around the world.
What did you find out about yourself as well throughout the whole process?
One of the main things for me, Nath, is perspective, you know. After losing her, I have the option now to be really bitter, have the option to be really angry, have the option to resent and be guilty.
Did you have any of them emotions during the grief?
Yeah, I still have them now.
Yeah.
or I have the option to wake up every single morning and be truly grateful for the short but incredibly powerful, sweet and loving time that I had with her. She was single-handedly the best thing that ever happened to me in my life. So if I had to go through that again, I'll go through it again, I'll go through it again, I'll go through it again. And when I think of her now, do I think of sadness? No, I think of happiness, because there was nothing but happiness and love being around that little girl.
Every time he says Elia's name, your face lights up. So to me, that is you showing your love in every day throughout your life.
Yeah, and a lot of the time it's a choice, bro. Like, I'd be a really selfish if I woke up every morning and went, why me? Why me? Yeah. I didn't have the cancer, she did. There's one thing for sure, every single person on this planet is gonna grieve at some point. It's just a really formality of how the world is. We're all gonna lose people that we love, yeah? One minute you have, for me as well, you have the raw feeling of that person not being there anymore. The next minute, you know, you feel like you've built strength around that, because grief never goes, but we always get stronger around it. One beneficial way to deal with grief is to lean into it, don't run away from it. If you want to talk about it, talk about it. I learned that, you know, me trying to be like the toughest man in the world and the this and that, all it's doing, it's stopping me from being able to unlock my full self, my relationships, my love, my heart, everything.
Throughout this process, I'm picking up tools to help me. What tools helped you?
There was a coping mechanism that I used to use when I was doing end-of-life care for my little girl, and that was because I used to feel like panic attacks coming on. I'd never ever wanted her to go. Yeah. You know, and then I used to do ice baths. If you do an ice bath, are you going to be better after than when you first got in? Yeah. Are you familiar with ice baths? No. Even I don't like it. I like what it does for me afterwards, and just reap the rewards of pain and uncomfortableness. Let's jump in an ice bath, our kid. Do it. The only thing you need to think about in there is breathing. Take a big deep breath, you know. If you need to release any demons, man, you need to have a little whatever when you get in. Let's go for it. Oh my God. That's it. You gotta master this cold. You gotta master your mind. You gotta master what you're feeling. You're in control of how you feel. You're in control of how you think. You're in control of what you can cope with. And just know I'm proud of you for this. Your dad's proud of you too, man. You can do this. You got this. You've always had it. You always will do. This is just a moment in time, and this uncomfortable moment will pass. Yeah, man! Come on, big mate!
Okay, I didn't think I was gonna be able to get through that, but all the time I was in there, I was reflecting on what my dad's going through. I got to step out the ice bath after 3 minutes. My dad doesn't get to step out of what he's facing, and that perspective will keep me going. I've been scared to admit how much all of this has affected me. But meeting Ashley, someone who's lived through the worst and still speaks with such strength and clarity, has changed that. Maybe pain doesn't have to break you. Maybe it connects you to others, to hope, to healing. I've driven past this mural loads of times, but today my dad wants to show me something special about it, and I've never noticed before, a direct connection to our family. Which one's Grandad? Wait there, don't tell me. I know it's not him, and I don't feel like he was at the back. I think it's this one. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Grandad. I thought you were at the front. This artwork celebrates the people who came over from the Caribbean to help rebuild Britain in the years after World War II.
And there's me thinking, I'm the most famous Henry in Darlington.
How do you feel about having your dad on the wall?
Well, it's good.
3 generations in one photo, right? Like this, with this, so. No, like your dad in.
Oh,
There.
yeah.
Grandad didn't come on a boat.
He did come over in a boat.
Did he?
Yeah.
You didn't come over on a boat.
No, came in a plane. He came over to start working on buses. Unfortunately, he had a heart attack.
How old were you?
About 26, I think.
That's quite young. That's younger than me.
Yeah,
Do you think you could ever see yourself on a mural?
quite possibly.
What would you want to be remembered for?
Good I've done plenty of good.
I feel like everyone knows you and Darlo.
Yeah,
What do you think his thoughts would be on us making this documentary?
he'll be very proud of us. We're doing something together
Oh.
as father and son.
Welcome to the show, Grandad. Essentially, that was the man who raised my dad, and he's the reason why my dad is the man he is today. Spending quality time with Dad is so positive. So it's tough when my mind flips back to the fact that he has cancer. And I will lose him one day. Talking about death gives me anxiety. I hate it. I don't like the thought of it. I don't even like to even mentally think about it. I really need to tackle these fears head on. And I've been advised to visit someone who can help.
Therapy provides a very non-judgmental space where you can allow all parts of yourself to emerge without the threat of judgment. And if you've been in a position where you've often been the caretaker emotionally on multiple levels, it's quite difficult to allow the part of you that could be taken care of to provide you with a care that you can't fully give yourself. Mm-hmm. How are you coping with the weight of all of this?
I will be very honest, my emotions have been up and down and left and right. I think as a person, this whole process has shown me how to grow, and it's shown me how to be vulnerable, it's shown me how to be open, it's shown me how to be honest, it's shown me how to see things from a different perspective.
It's enabling you to have a different relationship with yourself.
100%, I would say the relationship I have with myself now is a lot deeper than what it was when I started this process.
The process is unique for everyone, and I feel like the fact that you have created this as part of your journey with your dad speaks to your way of working with this. And it sounds like as this journey goes on, you're becoming more open and have more access to things that your family were able to make contact with quite early.
Yeah. What other things could you recommend, or would you say are forms of self-care?
Family can be a place where you can feel supported, and in a communities also. Sometimes they say being quite physical is helpful, to be in the body and out of the mind.
Okay.
Can be useful.
I just feel like the way my process has started, obviously it started off, I was very, I think, logical about it. I don't think I think I cried twice, but I wasn't physically emotional, and I couldn't understand that. I kind of felt, and I sat within it, and I was like, is there something emotionally wrong with me? Is that a normal reaction?
I guess people respond differently. Maybe there's a part of you that feels like you need to hold something together for the family.
Yeah.
And, you know, the fact that you're doing this project, it also speaks to something that's a bit parental.
Yeah.
The fact that you want to produce something that gives people insight into how to cope with these very difficult times.
In our life, we're meant to outlive our parents. So it is a natural process. I can't wrap my head around when the day that's gonna start or happen. So where would someone actually start with that?
I think it's acceptance, isn't it? It's accepting where you are, it's accepting what's happening, it's coming to terms with not only a physical loss, but a loss on multiple levels of how you are in the world, how you relate, what your world will look like with this shift. Therapy would provide a space for you to bring in those fears and those concerns and the resistance to talking about it, or the denial that something could be there.
Yeah.
And that enables a space for you to kind of explore it in something that feels collaborative and supportive.
I've always been sceptical about therapy, but Darren has helped me understand how beneficial it can be for people processing and coming to terms with really difficult emotions. Every few months, my dad checks in with his cancer specialist. It can be a bit nerve-wracking, and this time I've got something to ask the doctor privately. Hello.
Right. Excellent.
So is that the scan now?
This is a scan of his chest, and if you imagine he's sort of lying on the couch, and his feet are out here, and his head's the other side of the screen, and we're just looking up through his body in different slices. So you can see the air in your lung is black, and then things that are dense like bone show up white, but this stuff here, all this sort of knobbly stuff, that's cancer. So his cancer's wrapped around his aorta, which is the main blood vessel in the chest. You've got a type of lung cancer called an adenocarcinoma, and that represents about half of all the types of lung cancer that we see. So you've got a specific type of mutation, it's called the ALK mutation, which means that you respond to certain types of drugs, and the drug we've put you on is called alectinib. This drug gives years extra of life. At 5 years, 60% of patients are still alive. Unfortunately, we're probably not going to cure most of those, but actually, it's amazing because there's lots of new treatments available for cancer these days. And there's such a stigma associated with it, is it? You know, people think, I've got cancer, I've had me chips, you know, those sorts of phrases that we hear. But actually, you know, it's really important to, you know, to get the full information so we know what treatment options are available. You've been on the drug for nearly 2 years now, haven't you? Is it?
Well, 21 months to be exact.
From my perspective, it's a no-brainer. We keep going with the tablet. Yeah. So you'll be on this tablet for as long as you're responding. Yeah.
What other form of treatments are there other than what he's taken, obviously, for different types of cancer as well?
In the vast majority of patients, even when they develop disease that we are limited in terms of treating it, what we can do is control symptoms. Yeah. And it's quite rare these days. If you have good palliative care input, it's very rare that people would suffer.
It'll be old age I'll get him. Nothing else.
Yeah. Thanks very much.
Brilliant to see you. All right, you're doing great. All right.
Let's have another hug and sleep.
Yeah, push it. Oh, well done you. Well done you. He's doing great. You're looking after him well.
I am.
I'll catch you in 1 second.
Keep up, me.
Bye.
See you later.
I just want to double check. I am going to surprise him, and I'm taking him to Jamaica
wow.
next week. Is he fit to fly?
He is fit to fly. He looks really well. There's no obvious disease on his last scan. He needs to carry on with the tablets every day.
Every day, yeah.
He's fit to fly, so he can fly. He looks really well. He's not breathless, so he'll be fine on an aeroplane.
Well, I'll leave you to it.
Yeah,
thank you very much. Thank you.
I'll give you
a hug.
Yeah, brilliant.
Thank you for everything.
Enjoy your trip.
We will. Oh, well, he will when he just finds a
Just on the end of the phone if you need us, all right?
All right, thank you. Bye.
I know, but he's such a nice man as well.
Shall we have a little debrief over here?
Yeah, sit down.
I feel like we got some good news there. Now I think I've got something to tell you.
Oh, what?
You're not pregnant.
No.
You get married?
No. So I have actually been keeping a secret this whole time, and I'm so glad I finally get to tell you. I asked him if you were fit to fly.
Right.
And he said yes. I have been planning on taking you back to Jamaica.
What do you mean, take me to Jamaica?
I'm taking you both to Jamaica next week.
Next week?
Yes, on the 26th we are flying to Jamaica for 4 days. Well, are you excited? Do you want to go or not?
He hasn't sunk in. He's shocked. He's just shocked. Bring it in. Wow, he's shocked.
Managed to keep you quiet. You're stumped, aren't you?
You don't know what. You never thought you'd get back though, Glen, did you?
I've got Monday to pack.
So get your mankini out. Woohoo!
So you better get start packing. You've got literally 5 days. These two are like a fish out of water. They're like, it's too busy, there's so many people. We're not even at the airport yet. 2 trains, 2 taxis, 5 hours travelling, and the first leg of our trip to Jamaica is done. But we haven't even left the country yet. Oh my God. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very nervous as well. The 2 times I've been to Jamaica, I've experienced homophobia, and that was inside the luxury of a 5-star hotel complex. My outfits I've brought with me are not very me. I'm taking tops like this. I used to wear that in school. Is that too homosexual? But I'm just like, nah, I think the colours of that, it's given Fresh Prince. There is not one drop of makeup, highlighter, eyebrow gel, which is something if I was stuck on a desert island, I wouldn't live without. None of that in here. So if I get one homophobic comment on any item of clothing, I'm going to be like, please, darling, gay people wouldn't wear this. While I'm nervous about facing homophobia again, I'm also hoping that this trip will be a healing experience and allow me to reconnect with my Jamaican roots that I haven't always fully embraced. So we're halfway through the flight. My dad is over there, him and Jan, on the flight, making friends with people. Why I'm sat over here, I'll find this up. It's a 9-hour flight, but luckily there's some great in-flight entertainment. Welcome to Jamaica.
Go on, Natty. Get your breasticles in. Fiona.
This plant. Oh, this plant! Oh, this is my grandma. It's very surreal.